That's when the tranquil town of Vepner bursts into life with the arrival of the Caledon 400, round 6 of the National Off-Road Championship. The friendly people of Vepner open their arms to the off-road fraternity every year, and they return the compliment by filling the air with the sights, sounds and action of friendly and serious rivalry. In the 200cc motorcycle class, the competition has been stiff this year, with only 15 points separating the top 4.
Well, Caledon, I had a bit of a technical problem, something nothing we can't do anything about, but I got a new bike and hopefully everything will go well this race. I'll try and keep my head together and just finish.
Wayne Farmer's 1-point deficit is thanks to a victory and 2 second places so far, and despite injury.
Well, at Caledon, when I broke the finger, it was actually very painful, but as they say, no pain, no gain, as by winning the class. But the injuries healed up slower than I thought. But it's not really affecting when you're out there and the adrenaline is going, but when you're finished, it's pretty sore. But otherwise, in the circumstances, I'll be.
In the 250 bike category, the battle was as fierce, with points leader Daryl Curtis already having won 3 out of 5.
I enjoy Caledon. I normally do well here. It's one of my favorite races. A lot of people don't like it. And I'm looking forward to it. The time trial, I'm just going to take it easy and try and stay in the first, finish in the first 10, and then tomorrow we're going to go out there and put the pressure on and try to come through to the front.
Our other Paris-Dakar hero, Alfie Cox, was the man to beat in the open motorcycle category, having won 5 races already this year.
I don't know, any man on the day, if he has a good day, but, I'm hoping we can just carry on the streak that we've been having and continue the way we've been going. I mean, I don't know about any danger men, but, each guy, I think on the day, 10 guys could probably win.
As is traditional in off-road racing, the starting positions for the race proper would be determined by a time trial on day 1. This one over 64 kilometers. The time trial is used for different purposes by different competitors. Some go as fast as they can to get the best starting position for the following day's serious racing, which can cause problems on its own, while others treat it as a shakedown or recce to see whether their vehicle is set up well enough for the terrain and have a look at what kind of conditions are to be expected. Even so, the time trial does form part of the race and it counts towards overall time. Unfortunately, as in any other form of motorsport, off-road racing can also be dangerous, and injuries, although uncommon, do occur. But the Vepner Off-Road Motor Club had made provision for just such a case, and with MRI in close attendance, the outcome wasn't too serious. The wide-open plains of the Eastern Free State look deceptively smooth, but on closer inspection, the terrain becomes rocky and hard, posing special problems for man and showing in too fast. And ended up sitting on the wrong side of the machine. Quite a painful experience, I'm sure, but these off-roaders don't let a little pain get in their way. Some additional instructions for the rest of the field seemed like a good idea. To the two-wheelers now, and local hero Graham McLaughlin on his Lesotho Office Equipment Shell Honda was starting to catch up with some of the slower quads. He was leading the open category, while the 250 leader was his teammate Elmer Simons. Greg Aspinall on his Panasonic Russell Campbell Racing Kawasaki was pushing hard to catch up with Simons. He was lying second in the championship and needed the points. Third in the championship, but only 2 points behind, was Clayton Enslin on his Elmer Fox Kawasaki, who was just as keen on catching Aspinall. Rion Panikak on his AGA Panasonic Castrol KTM was leading the 200cc category, and with 3 wins out of 5 under his belt, but only 1 point in the lead, he was also going strong. Next man through was Lance Trethui on his Lesotho Office Equipment Honda, closely pursued by his teammate Errol Dalton, 5th in the championship before this race. 250 class points leader Daryl Curtis, another Lesotho Office Equipment Honda entrant, was having to pull out all the stops to stay ahead of Rob Campbell on his Shimwell's Yamaha. Jeffrey Wallater, 4th in the 200 class championship before the Caledon 400, was lying second in the race on his AGA Panasonic Castrol KTM, but Andrew Ogden on his Kawasaki was putting up a great performance to stay in touch. Not far behind them came Wayne Farmer on another Kawasaki, the man who was that single point behind Van Niekerk in the championship before they came to the Eastern Free State. Graham McLaughlin was still going well, his local knowledge of the area a distinct advantage, and he had taken full advantage of the engine failure that the pre-race favourite Alfie Cox had during time trials the previous day. The Lesotho Office Equipment Honda rider was leading the open class as well as the motorcycle category.
How's it going?
Very well. I just hope I can get my gas in before this car passes me, otherwise I have to try and get past.
It was the Lesotho crew of Alex Sali and Ashraf Abubakar in their Lady Brand Land Rover entered Raceco, lying in 12th position in the special vehicle category. Unfortunately for McLaughlin, he could get away in front of them. Second overall in the motorcycle category and leading the 250s was Lesotho Office Equipment Honda rider Elmer Simons, who had had a steady race so far.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Excellent, thanks. Oh.
Things were starting to get hectic as Anton Badenhorst brought his Vespa in for a dash of fuel, but Simons wasn't phased and dashed away from the refueling point. This is hard work, man. Greg Aspinall and his Panasonic Russell Campbell Racing Kawasaki was also going strong, second in the 250 category and chasing hard to catch up with Simons.
Hold up, eh?
Now things would really be getting busy, and the refuelers had a tough time ahead of them. Daryl Curtis was third in the 250s on his AGA Panasonic Castrol KTM, just ahead of Clayton Enslin on his Elna Fox FMF Racing Kawasaki. Alfie Cox on his Gulwar Blonde KTM was storming through the field and was lying second in the open class. Making up time in the refuel is essential for the riders to improve on their race position. And getting away in front of your rivals means that you don't have to eat their dust trying to pass them. After 140 kilometers in Racing Section 2, the final leg of some 60 kilometers would be a repeat of the time trial route to the previous day. In off-road racing, this is often the sting in the tail. First bike home was local boy Graham McLaughlin on the Lesotho Office Equipment Honda, taking the open category at the same time. This was his second victory of the year.
I took strain to get past the cars, but the pressure was on me all day. I kept on looking back and wondering where the rest of the guys are, but I had a good clean run. I must say the support out there, all the local people, was unbelievable. You can't, really unbelievable.
Second overall and first in the 250 class, another Lesotho Office Equipment man, Elmer Simons on his Honda. This was his first victory of the year.
I had a good time trial yesterday, which actually gave me a bit of an opportunity today. I didn't have to pass many people in the dust. So my aim was today was just to keep my position, and it was actually pretty easy without having to pass anyone in that. You know, I was chasing Graham the whole day, which kept my pace up as well. You know, Greg Aspinall almost passed me, but fortunately he made a mistake somewhere along the line and I got the lead.
McLaughlin closed the points gap to Alfie Cox in the open class. Simons remained in fourth in the 250 class and Jeffrey Wallater moved to third in the 200cc.